Hi friends, it's Liz here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Thought I would share a project with you all that I recently finished and was able to, do the video editing, etc. for. So this is a really fun project. I hope you make one as well. I wanted to reuse and repurpose many things, and I'll show you what I've used. I used a lot of my scraps that were on my desk, and I really enjoyed putting this piece together. Super easy to do, no sewing, only gluing, and that's how you can put all the flips and flops and pockets in there. So I'll show you what I did, and then I'll show you how I put it together, so you can get an idea of what it was before and everything. So as you can see here on my cover, I just layered, different fabric and lace pieces that I had on hand at the time that I was, kind of gathering this project. I have used digitals from Digital Collage Club. Again, I have a lot of extra of those, so I just grab them when I can use them for something. So these are all images from there. And then I've also been using some of my latest printables, which I am working on right now. And so when I do the test prints and everything else, I have a few different pieces left. And so that's what I'll be showing you here as well. Just here, I wanted to show you for the little lace, I use my tiny attacher. It's one of my favorite little staplers because you don't really see the staple itself. So this is my latest printable I'm working on. It's all about florals, and I just wanted to see, how it came out and that whole thing. This was printed on a very, very thin paper, so I also wanted to see how that turns out when I'm doing it. You'll be able to see my latest digital very soon, but for the rest that I already have, I will link my coffee shop below for you to check out if you're interested. So for the next part of the page flip here, I've got a lot of pockets and tuck spots, and that's the fun part about this project. So here on the top, I've got a lot of different little trims here on the tag. These ones came from Taperlogy recently. I do have a coupon code for them in an unboxing if you're interested in purchasing anything. Again, I will link all the supplies and coupon codes that I have below. I used some ephemera that I also had from Tim Holtz, but again, the beauty of this project is use whatever you have. I'm just showing you the pieces that I put together just for this project. This is the digitals in the back here are from Digital Collage Club, and then the ephemera pieces I'm pulling out, they're all from a Tim Holtz collection that I also recently had. Here I've done another little tuck spot, and you can see again just another flip down, more pockets and tuck spots, which is right now my favorite thing to put together. Here this one flips open, and you can do some journaling in that little print. And like I said, most of the printables are from Digital Collage Club, except the pieces I'm pulling out, which are ephemera pieces from Tim Holtz. I kind of wanted to make sure I showed you the difference so that you don't get confused with what I'm using. I've got a little lace on the bottom here, and then of course I left the pocket open so you can see. This is Tim Holtz again, pieces that I had, just making them fit in this project. And I really like how that turned out. And then you flip your page. So this is the tag that I just showed you on the other side. You can see it through the back as well. You've got another tuck spot here with some different ephemera pieces that I've layered on. You flip that up, and then you've got another little pocket at the bottom. This beautiful floral print again is from Digital Collage Club. I absolutely love that digital. This one here is one of my printables, so the little mirror frame looking thing. I did add a little bow from, I think it was a Stationery Pal I had a while back, so you can see that there. And so I added one of these little bows that came in this little sticker set. And then here again, I've got a little tuck spot. You'll flip it open again, and then you have more areas to, tuck things into. So we've got another tuck here, and then one that pulls out of the little pocket on the side. This image is from Digital Collage Club as well. And then I've got that Tim Holtz tag poking in there. And then this one's also my printable that I'm working on, and I just added a little corner there so I can tuck some pieces in. So now I'm going to show you the back of it, which is also kind of part of how I put this together. And I made a pocket on the back, just the way I attached everything. Again, there is no stitching, no sewing. These are also my printables. They are already in my shop, and I will link those below if you're interested in checking them out. I do have a lot of florals and a lot of collections with real vintage French ephemera, so I'll leave those for you to check out. So I'm going to show you what I used to put this together, and hopefully it will help you put one together. I really had fun just using and reusing pieces that, you know, I always have on hand. So the first thing that I wanted to do is use up some of these junk mail envelopes. And if you have watched my channel, I have about 15 different videos that I show you how to reuse and repurpose these types of envelopes. I will link that playlist below. And then I ended up cutting them up and just fitting them to size. So this is the other beauty of this project, is you can make them any size you want. I did want mine to be a little bit shorter than the full, you know, envelope. So you can see here, I'm just putting them side by side so you can see. Okay, so let's make one. I'm going to just show you the pieces I'll be using, how I put it together, and hopefully you can follow along. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment box below, and I will try and get back to you soon. So the first thing I did is I picked what I want to be my cover. It does not have to be a window envelope, but if you happen to have one, that works nicely. I'm using cutoffs from my printables, as I mentioned, and I'll also be using some printables from Digital Collage Club. I'm also showing you the glue I use because I always get asked about it. I will also link it below. I have an Amazon favorites shop if you just wanted to take a look at some of my favorite items. I try and update it as often as possible whenever I find something. So in order to not take so much time on me gluing everything, I'm just showing you, you know, what I've already done to some of the pieces. So for example, the cover, I've already glued the different layers to it to start decorating it. I haven't finished. It's just like the base of decorating for that cover. And then I'm working on the pocket page, which I showed you at the beginning. I really like kind of changing it up, you know, every time I make a new one. And so this one's the same. I'm just going to be layering my envelopes to make my pockets and flip ups and everything. So on this one, I'm not going to decorate this part. I'm just leaving the green color of the envelope so that that will see through the window, because I plan on putting a tag in there that you will be able to see through that window when I pull it out. So you can see how that's going there. Now, if you wanted to decorate the envelope itself, like so the inside of the flip out before adding this part, that's also something you could do. I forgot about doing that here, but again, because it's just a really fun project, I can add anything I want to it afterwards, and I think I end up doing that to this one as well. So moving on to the back page now, I will have to decorate this piece because I don't want it to look like that. And again, I'm using some cutoffs from my printables. This is all going to be linked in the description box below. And I thank you so much for your support in my shop. I really appreciate it. It's really what helps keep me, you know, going with filming videos. Every little bit helps to pay for everything else that I have to do outside of filming the video as well. All right, so I've just added the part of the page that I wanted to use for the back cover of this little flip book. And then I've taken another piece of the envelope. You can see here just another bottom half. Like I said, you cut it however you want and whatever size you want to cut your envelopes. And because they all happen to be the same width, then I don't have to worry so much about measuring when I'm, you know, making the flips and that kind of stuff, because they're already going to be the same width anyways. It's the length that you get to play with when it comes to these envelopes. I will be listing the playlist, as I mentioned, of the various junk mail envelope projects that I have as well. So for the back page, I'm also making another pocket. So I'm adding my glue to 3 sides. I did end up using that little printable piece at the top to cover that back of the envelope. And now I've got my little pocket. I have to cover this section and then the flip out part. You could always make this just with, you know, your printables or your cardstock, but I like to repurpose these envelopes as a base to kind of make my paper a little bit thicker. And then this way I feel good that I'm reusing and repurposing these envelopes as well. Almost like, you know, just to support my other papers that I'm gluing on it. And it's also easy to make these flaps and have windows and that sort of thing. So that's why I really enjoy reusing junk mail envelopes. All right, so this is another piece that I was test printing. The paper I printed it on was a little bit thinner. I also like to see how my digitals print on different thicknesses of paper. This one was a bit of a thinner paper, but I still like how it came out. So anyways, I'll be reusing this piece on the flip out and probably throughout the project. So here I just went ahead and covered it, and I apologize that it skipped a little bit. I'm not sure what happened to the part of the video before I added these pieces here, but I just covered it up like I was mentioning, and I left a little pocket on the inside as well. At any time, of course, you can pause the video and rewind if you wanted to see something that I did and I didn't quite explain it too well. All right, so now I'm looking to add the flip down to this section here. Now we're back to the front, and I'm also going to be covering most of this envelope piece, but of course I'll be using the fold that it already has as my flip out. I'm trying to decide where I want my pocket to be, that sort of thing. And you can just see how I just kind of play around with what section I want for pockets and everything. So we've got our first pocket at the top, which is for the front of it. And then this one will become our flip down, as I showed you at the beginning of the video. I have to cover up the envelope again, just looking for scrap pieces to use to do that. The other thing I do love about the project is if you have a lot of scraps, you could just totally collage absolutely every piece of this, and then you'll have such a variety of design on every flip, flop, and page. And you can also add more to it. So I only did a few, pages, a few flips and flops, but you could certainly keep adding more pockets that connect more pages, and you can make this as thick as you want. So I did add a little piece of scrap there, and that one is a piece from Digital Collage Club. I have another strip here, which initially I said if you wanted to decorate the whole front cover before adding your pocket, you could. I'm just adding this strip here to cover the back of the envelope, and I'm still leaving that as a pocket, of course. So I hope you're all doing well. I've been really slow at editing my videos and doing my voiceovers. I've been suffering a lot with pain lately because of my chronic pain, and a really super hot, humid weather has not helped. I know worldwide we had the hottest day ever recorded on Earth, which to me was wow. I mean, I was so shocked to even hear that. But the fact that it's happening now, it just really leads me to think of how much worse it could get, with the weather just being so unpredictable nowadays. And I mean, there's just so much to it, right? So much to be thinking about, and maybe having a little more time to see how we can help and maybe try and do our part to help our environment, because my goodness, with everything going on, we still have our wildfires, of course. I think you might have heard that in my last couple videos I was chatting about it. The fact that we're just really at the beginning of our wildfire season. They're doing everything they can to, of course, try and control them, but it's so difficult, of course, with the changes of the wind and everything else, right? I did hear that they're looking at doing some sort of monitoring in the future of, being able to kind of set those up to prevent them from getting really bad in the future. We'll see. Okay, so here I'm just showing you that I did add a piece of digital to this flip down here. And that one is again from Digital Collage Club. I do have coupon codes for them, and I will link them below. And now I'm just looking to a piece to cover up the front here. I did want to make another kind of side pocket. So I'm just going to be, kind of making that side pocket. And I did want to leave this part of the video for you to see, because some people might have a hard time seeing how I kind of did that side pocket. So I thought I would just include that in the video. And let me know if you like these types of videos. I'm trying to keep them short, but also be able to provide you with a project that you can finish after watching the video. I do have lots of different tutorials on my channel if you wanted to check those out. And again, I thank you so much for liking the video. That really lets the algorithm know that you have watched the video and you liked it. And of course, it might actually keep you up to date when I share other videos on my channel, especially if you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. This other digital I'm using the piece of, I love this. This one is, again, from Digital Collage Club. I will link the names of the ones I've used because at this point I don't remember. Like I said, I've usually printed many out before that I was using for a project. And if I had something left over, then, you know, I kind of kept it, and I like to use as much as I can. It's also given me an idea of something I want to add to my shop soon. So keep an eye out for that because I'm really excited about it. I think I did something similar a few years back, but now I'm really excited about trying it again. And by the way, I forgot to say that it's been so great, the growth of my channel recently. So thank you all so much to my new subscribers, but also to those of you that have been following me for a while. I really appreciate it. I can't believe how far I've gotten in the few years that I've been on YouTube. So it's just so amazing to know that so many of you enjoy my content and you know, come back and of course share your feedback with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. Okay, so finishing that little tuck spot, I will definitely be adding more to decorate this and everything else after. But in order to keep the video short, I just wanted to show you the basic steps of putting it together. So now this will be the flip up. Again, just finding you know, the next piece that you want, using the back to make that little pocket again. This will be my flip up. I'll decorate this piece again. I'll cover it with my leftover scraps. And here I wanted to make a pocket on this flip up piece. So I'm trying to decide first if I want to decorate this kind of black and white part or if I want to leave it. And then do I want to cover that green part or leave it? Like these are the, you know, the only really big choices that you have to make before you glue your pieces together. Again, another part of my printable, and I'm just going to add what fits on this part and use as much of it as I can to kind of finish using up the piece that I have here on my desk. It's interesting that no matter how much I make with my scraps, they kind of seem to grow. And, you know, I keep trying to use as much as possible, but they just keep growing. I don't know. I guess I'm really crafting a lot. I have put away some small boxes and bins of scraps from previous projects, and I'm starting to kind of pull those out again. So it is quite exciting to get, you know, to pull out a box full of my previous project scraps, because then it kind of just makes me more excited again to craft with something maybe that I had before. So here you're just seeing that I'm going to cover a piece of the envelope and then just covering the green part, but not necessarily the window, because of course I'm keeping the window to show as a pocket. You can see there. And then we'll be adding our pocket to it. I hope you're enjoying this project. I really had fun putting it together and figuring out, you know, the flips and flops, and the fact that I could sort of make my base with these junk mail envelopes, because of course I got to use them, but also I didn't feel as guilty to use them because it's just junk mail. So if it didn't work out, then it didn't work out, right? So test that out as well. So I have to cover this piece here, this black and white piece, because it's going to be showing through the window. And again, part of my kit, I decided that that lovely lady will look good through there. So I just have to glue this and make it fit so that it turns out just as I'm envisioning it. And then this way, when I stick my pocket through, of course she'll be covered, but as soon as I stick my tag in that pocket, she'll be covered. I did go ahead and just cover up the front of it. Again, just a base cover. I haven't decorated it yet. I just wanted to cover up the envelope part before I continue decorating it. So now I've got my pocket there, and then we've got the other little tuck spot that I was trying to decide if I want to cover up the black and white or not. The bottom of this flip up, I'm just going to add another strip and make that a little tuck spot, because I did want to still see the flower and the butterfly. I didn't want to cover that up. So if I add a tag or something, I know it's removable, and then I can still see the image in the background, which I really like. So I think there's not much left here. I have a couple more items to cover up. And still, I don't think I cover this one up at the end. I've been making a few other quick one-page wonder projects as well. I'll be sharing those with you soon. And if you have not seen that playlist, again, I will link that below for you to check out ways that you can make a project using one page as the base and then decorating it with your goodies that you already have. So I made that little pocket. Now I'll just do a quick little flip of what we've done so you can see all the different pockets we have. So the front, we've got that nice large pocket. And then we've got the side tuck spot there. The pocket up here. And of course, I can add so much more to this as I go. I thought I made this a pocket at the bottom, but I didn't. But I think I'm going to when I start decorating more. And then you see that lovely lady that we did, just, you know, covered up when I put something in, and you can see her when you pull something out. And then we've got our tiny little pocket and the rest as I'll show you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely be coming back with some more videos very soon as I feel a little bit better with editing and voiceovers and that sort of thing. This weather is really taking a toll on my body, so I hope that it starts to clear up and I can get crafting. So my friends, I will see you very soon, and thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial.